Have you ever wondered what to do if you're stuck off-roading without a winch, without someone to help you, without phone reception, no way to get out? Well then this video is for you. Today, I'm going to attempt to pull this Hilux out of 3 different situations with what they call a flip-flop winch or a 2-pole winch. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if this is going to work. Level 1, we're going to try and pull the car up a slight incline to prove the theory. Level 2, we're going to get the car stuck in 2-wheel drive and attempt to free it from the situation.
Here's our problem.
And then, level 3, we're going to attempt an off-road obstacle that this car has no business being on, and hopefully use the winch to help us beat it. And guys, I've brought no other recovery equipment with me today. All I've got is this winch extension rope, a shorter snatch strap rope, an axe, a heap of camera equipment, a few recovery shackles, a few ratchet straps, a couple of bottles of water, and my headphones so I can listen to tunes. But we'll get to them in a second. So, like I said guys, I've got no recovery equipment, so let me prove this to you. The Hilux has no winch in it. So, when we get stuck today, we're on our own. I didn't bring anything else. There's nothing on the tray, nothing in the car. There's no secret rear winch under here. We're on our own. But I am not going to attempt to get this Hilux fully stuck if I don't know if this winch works first. So first, this winch has to beat level 1. Pull this Hilux up this hill. So I've parked the car right in front of this tree here. I'm gonna try and pull it up this hill. Level 2, I'm gonna get the car stuck in 2-wheel drive. So I still have a chance to pull it out by putting it in 4-wheel drive, but then I'm gonna pull it out with this winch. And if that works, we're gonna get the car stuck in 4-wheel drive and try and pull it out with this winch. Now the best bit about this is that this is totally free. I mean, all you need is a strap, and most people going 4-wheel driving will at least have a strap in their car. It's the first thing that you buy when you're a 4-wheel driver. And let's be honest guys, winches are expensive. So first thing we're gonna need is we're gonna need to get some logs to make this winch. So we're gonna need our axe. I did not sharpen this. It's very old and rusty, but let's go get some logs. So not far from the car, I found this log, which looks really good, but judging by how old and dead it is, it might not be that great of a log. Now what we're after is a pretty strong log, if that's anything to go off, because there's going to be a fair bit of tension when I'm using it as a lever. But one of the logs doesn't have to be that strong, so we may be able to use this one. Now, because we're just testing theory here today, I'm only going to find dead wood on the ground and not cut down anything alive. Alrighty guys, see this log here? This looks pretty good. Oh, maybe it feels a bit weak though. Oh, it does feel like that. Although right up this end. All right, let's drag this back up to the car and I'll cut it up there. In a real situation, finding some greener logs usually means that they're stronger. And with the amount of pressure and forces capable of this winch, that's definitely a good idea. All right guys, now actually looking at these logs, the bigger one might actually be stronger. This might also be a good time to tell you that it should only be practiced in like a survival situation only. Like if you have to, like if you really need to get your car out. If you cannot do this, don't do it. Now we're just gonna cut these into manageable sizes. I don't mind leaving this one long and I'll cut it later, but this one I'm gonna cut just here, so. So you wanna make like an S shape, like this. The lengthways pole goes crossways, like this, so you make an S. Now this one, which may or may not be a bit big, we'll wrap this one around here. You sort of want to move it towards the edge here because I still have to turn this, like flip this pole over. But this strap here, once it's over, needs to come back around on this side. So pull that over there and then give him a bit of a tension there. Now I'm gonna go tie this end to the tree. Final bit, I'm just putting a ratchet strap around this to stop the log flicking back over. It makes sense in a second. Time to give this winch a go. So, all we're gonna do is flip this round. Now I can tell right away that we're getting a fair bit of tension already on this. And this one flips over, like so. Probably best not to do it on a hill like this, but that's what we've got. Tell you what though, this is pretty physical. Oh, we're moving the car. That's wild. Oh. Alrighty, so this is where you want to put a bit of rope or something around this log, because now there's tension trying to flick it up. But guys, we are moving this car. Oh, well, that can happen. I just like to remind you guys that this is dangerous, as always. I don't know if this is going to be possible because we're under such enormous pressures here. When I flick this one over and the winch goes how it wants to go, I see what's happening. See here how it's coming up high? We need to have that so that it's gonna roll straight on.
What I'm trying to explain here is you need to try and keep both ends of the rope wrapping in at the same points. If they become uneven, the logs try to spin and release the tension, and that's not ideal.
And that's gonna give us the least leverage to make that rope spin. So now I've adjusted that up. It should work a lot better. That's better, huh? Sorry, the camera stopped recording, but we proved that we can move the car. Now, I think that there's some downfalls to this winch and the method that I'm using. One major one being, it will be a lot easier to use rope and not a strap, because the strap seems to grab and walk along the trees. I don't know how many times you can go over. The more times you go over, the more it's like building up the rope in an odd spot. Now remember, the plan here is just to get you unstuck. This is an emergency winch, not something that you want to be doing every day. It's just something that you want to have in the back of your head, and you know this works for when the worst possible time happens. Now we just moved the car forward over the top of these trees and up this hill. If you were slightly stuck, that might be all you need. You just want to get yourself over the top of, you know, some sort of object. Now remember, in this situation, you could always leave the winch here with a tension on it, get in your car and drive forward. And not a winch extension rope like this with little flex, but the most common rope that people would have in their cars is snatch straps. And they've got a bit of, you know, kinetic energy, and that might be enough once you get tension on it to give you a bit of a pull out of a hole or over an obstacle or something. But anyway, we've already proved it worked. Now, let's up the ante. I'm gonna get the car stuck in two-wheel drive and we'll try again. I picked the worst day to do this on. It's so hot and there's mosquitoes everywhere. Like, I'm just getting bitten. I didn't bring any aero guard or anything. So guys, if you want to say thank you to me for putting in the effort to make this video, a subscribe would be the perfect option. Alrighty guys, I don't know if the Hilux has enough torque for this, but here's our problem. We don't have an LSD in the old girl, but we are not able to go any further up this hill. Now I know I could probably come past here and get some momentum, but I'm not going to be able to push that out by hand. It's stuck here. So, let's give this winch another go. See, I can give it accelerator. We're not going anywhere. All right, we're set up. I didn't want to bore you guys with how we're set up, so we've got the winch, well, the rope connected to the tree up there. Now, I've got my winch gearbox that is set up here, so I'll set that up and then we'll start pulling. Hope the way that I've got this going will work. From my previous turn, I realized that you want to keep the front quite tight at the start. The loop, which right now we are not doing. Alrighty guys, we are starting to get some tension on this winch now. And after the skills I've learned by trying to keep the rope nice and tight into where the lever point is, it is working phenomenally better. Maybe when you're attempting this, bring a friend too. 2 people could do this 10 times easier. Now I'm concentrating on this point here and trying to keep it nice and level. Now it's starting to get some like real big tension on it. Whoa, there is so much tension on that. Now, at this point, remember how I said last time I was gonna tie something around here? That's what we're gonna do. It's actually getting a bit scary, guys. I might try and put some dampers on the shackles. It should be safe. All right, guys, so I got some dampeners on the shackle where I've connected. This is the perfect time to have soft shackles. Unfortunately, I don't own any. It's been on my list every time and then I just forget. All right, a bit better. We are now further. I'm gonna flip it over, do one more, and then we're gonna see if we can drive the car because we have a lot of tension on it and it might just be what we need to just pop us out of that hole. Oh. There's some tension on that, guys. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can just move the car a little bit forward. If it doesn't come out of the hole, we'll take the tension, it will be taking the tension off this. So that means that we can stop, put the handbrake on, put more tension on, go again. But anyway, attempt 1, I reckon it's gonna come out. All right, now I haven't changed anything. The car's still in low range 2-wheel drive. Gotta get the car to go. All right, it's gonna go. Now let's see if that little bit of tension is enough to pull us out. It is. All right. The 2-pole winch. It's done. It's done, number 2. All right, party people. This is the 3rd challenge. Now, this is a big rutted hill. Now I know the Hilux isn't gonna make it up here. So we're gonna have to do something about it. So stick with our method of money saving and no recovery equipment or, you know, traction aids like Max Tracks and things like that. We're gonna do it old school. I've got 3 hours until I gotta get out of here and the Hilux is going up there one way or the other. I don't know how I'm gonna get it up here, but we're gonna do it. So we might be doing track work and primitive winch and hopes and dreams, but whatever we're gonna do, we're gonna get up level 3. So first, let's see how far it actually gets up this track. Now we're gonna be wanting to come up here, but I don't even think we're gonna make it to here personally. Not unlocked, just the undulations in this track. It's too much. Better lock the hubs in. Brakes on. All right, we're in low range. Made it past this part. Try and stick to the left-hand side of the track here, and then turn up. All right. Now there is this old school trick that you can do. When your car has a not very good LSD or lack thereof, just pull your handbrake on a little bit, and it can sort of give you a bit of a, not too much, but just a bit. It can give you a bit more, your LSD, make your LSD work a bit better. I don't know if that made any difference, but come on, old girl. All right, this is about it, where we are. Chuck the handbrake on. We're gonna have a look at what's around us and see if we can pack the track, see where we're getting stuck. Now we can see here the back tire's in the air, so obviously our LSD isn't working very well at all. So that's our big problem. So first thing will be to pack this side in. Now on the front, we seem to have traction on this wheel here, but that is the one that we're spinning on, so we might try and pack in there a bit and see how we go. See if we can get this thing to go up. Guys, check this friggin' leech out. Oh, he wants me. Oh, whoa! Stuff that, dude. That is wild. I'm pretty certain I have one on me just here. I'm telling you, my hands and stuff are like getting cut up, but like the Australian bush is definitely not the kind of place that's friendly for like digging around in the bushes for sticks and rocks and stuff to put in the track. But it's a beautiful country. That looks a lot better now. I guess we can just attempt again. So the car was struggling with the rear wheel there and the front wheel here. You might think that I should pack this section, but I think that just with packing that one, we're then gonna get the car further forward. So packing this section won't be as helpful, or putting my time and effort into packing this section. So I'm hoping to sort of get the car to like maybe here, which would be more than likely where we can get our back wheel. Will probably get stuck in this ditch here, and then I guess we'll reassess. I'll let a little bit of pressure out of the tires too. Nothing fancy, just a stick. We're still on the low budget vibes. Is everyone ready for attempt 2? I know I'm not. No, I am. All right, let's go. Might want the seatbelt for this one. This poor old Hilux. It's done a good job over the years. Might do our little handbrake trick again. Give us a bit more of an LSD. Oh, we might want to try and bump over those rocks so that we're not ruining them. Oh, we're further, 100%. really want to start on those rocks and spit them out. I'm just gonna do one last push, see how far we can get the old girl. And then we might try our primitive winch. Oh! I didn't expect that to happen. Is that level 3 done? Good girl, Hilux. All right guys, so we made it up level 3. Without the winch, I know, and that's what we came here to do. But I'm so happy that we made it up level 3 just with a bit of track packing. Very impressed with the old girl. And just to celebrate, I'm gonna give you guys that have watched the video so far a discount on these hats. So I'm gonna run a code down here and for the next week to say thank you to you guys for watching the video this far. And then you guys can get yourself some cheap bogged hats because they're pretty good and they look pretty slick, you know? I love mine. There's all different colors and there's even a new Bogged Babe one out there for the ladies. And you can get them at lilandjake.com. Now I know you guys would really like to see me put that winch to the test, but there's a lot of hidden dangers in that setup that I've been doing. Using those hard shackles, it's not really safe, but I don't want to quit. I would like to try this again, but using soft shackles, because that will take the danger out of what I'm doing. Realistically, when you're working on that winch, you are directly in the line of tension. Look, in a survival situation, if I had to get up that or pull my car out of the sand or something like that, the theory that we tested today proves that it does work. You can get a lot of tension out of using that 2-pole winch. And if you had 2 people with you, which a lot of times people do, when you're going four-wheel driving out in the bush in the middle of nowhere, if you're not carrying recovery gear, you've probably got someone else with you. You know, that winch would be perfect in a situation like where a car rolls and you don't need a crazy amount of tension on the winch, but you want to pull the car back onto the track and you can't get a car around there, you don't have a snatch block, any of those crazy sort of recovery things. You could easily make this out of a snatch strap and pull a car back onto its wheels halfway up a track without trying to get another car up there and, you know, endangering even that car of rolling. But like I said, I would really like to try that again. Maybe to keep it safe for me with a proper synthetic rope winch line, couple of soft shackles, and the right environment, maybe another person. I really want to see how much tension I can get on that winch because it was just a bit awkward for me trying to flip them over at the same time. But it was a crazy experience for me to see how much tension I could get on that rope using just my hands. Like, I didn't think that I would ever be able to do that. Now here's where I want to ask you guys for help. So there's a couple of crazy, well not a couple, there's a heap of like unorthodox recovery methods. And I want to test them out. There's things like the exhaust jack, the wheel winch, and I mean there's a heap of other crazy things. So let me know what you guys want to see me try, because making videos like this I find are really fun. It's something I really enjoy. So I'd really like to try that out. Maybe even you watching, you have some sort of company with some sort of strange new recovery gear or something that's just not known and I can test it out for you. But anyway guys, I think it's pretty wild what you can do with 2 logs and a rope to try and get a stuck vehicle out. And don't forget to share this one with your friends guys, especially those ones that go four-wheel driving without a winch, because one day they might need to know how to get themselves out of a pickle. Thanks for watching, I'll see you later.
If you liked this video, go check out this one I made about how to get unstuck using no recovery equipment at all. Just my bare hands. I know you'll love it.